Hey, good afternoon. Jason Phillips from Auto Appraise up in Canada, eh? That wasn't a very good impression, was it? It's a cold day, happy Halloween. Up inspecting a 1969 Dodge Charger 500 Daytona today. XX29L. Car was original F8 dark green metallic. Still set up with its original L code 440 engine. Going to get underneath it and go through the numbers here in a minute. This is a pre-purchase inspection done for a client of ours. This video does not get released publicly until the client sees it and makes his decision on the car, but he's probably aiming to buy this vehicle, and we're aiming to tell him what it is through the source of video in 250 photos. If you need inspection service like this, 800-301-3886. I myself cover the Michigan portions of Ontario and northern Ohio, northern Indiana, over into Chicago, over into Pennsylvania, doing video style inspections. Otherwise, we got 300 guys on the ground that'll shoot photos and write reports. All right. Start out talking about the car real quick. Its original Fender tag is still present. Y39 indicates it's a special order car. Let's back up here. A01. Glove box, map light, courtesy, dome, trunk light. Fender markers were optional. You had to order those in '69. They didn't come as part of the package. Ignition switch, headlamp buzzer, etc. A11 talks about the Charger 500 package. Got the VIN number here partially conveniently covered up here, so we're not showing that online. But basically it talks about the aerodynamic nose, the wider windshield moldings, flush mount grille, the standard with 11-inch drum brakes. This car actually has the upgraded power front disc, which was a B code. B41 I think is on there. Yes it is. And B51 was front disc package. So and our B code's down here, but so part of that stuff is covered under the bucket seats are actually covered under the Charger package too, but you'll see this also has the C code for C55 bucket seats. C11's a console with wood grain. So we got a build date of 6/10. So let's get underneath and look at that engine. Now before I hop under, dash VIN is properly affixed, and the core support VIN is stamped here on top instead of adjacent to the radiator surface. It's been painted over and it's very difficult to read. You can see that it's there, and I can make out a couple of the numbers that correlate to the VIN in sequence, so I just can't see them all. It's so cold out here. I think I mentioned the car came out of the factory F8 green metallic. It's obviously painted black. Base clear job, reflective quality is really nice. You can kind of see large bold print in my jacket from quite a distance. The paint's got some flaws to be noted. Some contamination, little fish eyes. Anyway, got up here and we verified our block VIN, which does correspond to the VIN of this vehicle. And we got back here on the tranny, on the bell housing, and just adjacent to that bell housing bolt, we've got a properly stamped transmission as well. In the back, we've got a 8 3/4. That's upgraded performance axle package. What was that? Can't come up with it off the top of my head, but it's got the upgraded 355 suregrip, heavy duty Hemi suspension as part of that package as well. Got some really good solid original floors. Everything looks lovely. There's no separation going on in these pinch welds. torque boxes are in real nice shape. It's been undercoated for a long time. Car's got a great history with a broadcast sheet, so that's real nice. It doesn't look like any of the frame rails have been pulled on. There's no tears in the die holes on any four corners or the front extension of the vehicle. That being said, I got to get to the other side. Before I move though, here's our upgraded factory disc brake package. Control arms are all in good original shape. Back sides of the fenders look good. Insides of the fender wells look nice. Upper rails don't have any crush or compression in them. Didn't see any sections or repairs in these rails before the A-frame, or the K-frame rather. It's a little bit beat up from some jacking up going on. A little bit of a power steering leak there, and a little bit of a trans fluid drip here on the floor. That pan's been changed. We can see a little bit of seepage there. Could be rear main. And a little bit of dampness up front. Bottom of the oil pan's a little bit beat up, but you'd be beat up too if you were built in '69. Stainless exhaust system's got a crossover pipe in it. Back into some performance style Flowmaster mufflers. Over here I'm on the driver's side behind the driver's front wheel. Reflective quality is real nice in the paint down here. Car's nice and straight. About the same situation. Got a little bubbling in the door corner right there. Getting up under the vehicle. Again, duplicate description on the unitized frame rails. Torque box in the rear. Up here we have a cutout in the floor pan. Section was removed there, and a piece of tin dropped in. Structurally, I tapped on that here and there, and it doesn't seem to be presenting any big challenges, but you can see that they cut it right there and up ahead of this cross support. So other than that, the underbody is stout and really nice. Rockers are in real good shape. Overlap seams from the quarter to the rockers look good. No unusual swelling going on in there. The doors fit pretty nice. A little bit of comment on that side. We'll go to it here in a minute. Front suspension's duplicate. Rear end's duplicate description. Under the back of the vehicle, I'll give the buyer a little better look when we get it down off the jacks. Correct rectangle port tips on the car. The gas tank appears original and does not appear leaking. Frame rails, again, duplicate discovery process. No wrinkles in the rails, no tears or elongations. You can see that this thing can shred some rubber. That's not a problem. The leaf springs are all original, and that being said, they have a little bit of a flatness to them. 1 7/8" on the tailpipes, aftermarket shocks. Rear end housing doesn't appear to be leaking or seeping anything too much. That front yoke seal, you can see a stain on the muffler where that yoke seal is spraying off some gook. Extensions up here on both sides look just like this. You can see the original corrugation in the metal. Nothing's been cut or sectioned out of there. That's good. And the back sides of the splashes are flat. Usually on the back of these splashes you see this reinforcement finger, 3 of them on the panel. So I don't know if that's been changed or altered. I'm going to say it has. I'm going to say these might have been repaired when some quarter panel repair work was done, because the tabs that you normally see that lock the inner and outer quarter together, those have been replaced. Those are missing. But the reflective quality of the paint, there's my big bald head, looks really nice. Down along the side of the car shoots really straight. The only door ding you can really see is one right there, ping. And you really have to look for it. I didn't see it up on the first couple hours I was here. I didn't even notice it. The lines all the way around the car are in nice shape. That door protrudes just a little bit. It's fully closed right now, but that's the way it fits. It's closed up. Wheel splashes are in good shape, front and rear. Nothing to really complain about there. 14-inch Magnums. This car came with red lines on it, and these are some BFG replacement tires. 215/70/14s. Plenty of tread remains, no dry cracking in the sidewalls, and the wheel paint is in nice shape. Caps are decent, and the rings are decent. Just a little bit of general wear. Nothing too excessive to be concerned about. All four wheels look that way. Quick look under the front end of the aerodynamic nose. This is an original grill, steel grill, and it's in good shape. It's got a few little wallops to it, but those could be straightened out and addressed. The nice thing is it's an original piece. The chin spoiler is in nice shape, and so far really no obvious evidence of the previous color can I find anywhere on the car, so I think it was taken apart and done nicely. Bottom of the core support's in nice shape, a little bit of paint peel, but no major jacking damage, rot, or decay noted. Just a little bit of a dip right there from when it was jacked probably one time. You can see a little bend or depression in this support. Jack was probably put right there. It wasn't me. It wasn't me, Mark. So the dust shields, all the suspension could stand to be cleaned up and power washed and detailed, but everything seems pretty stable. There's some wear in some of the rubber components. I don't really see where anything's been rebuilt just lately. A little bit of seepage coming out of the bottom of that power steering box. A little bit of detail paint work could be done there. Sway bar present. Again, rails down here look real nice all the way up, extending into the nose. No tears in those holes, no bends or buckles that I could see. So my gut feeling is there's not really been any collision damage to deal with. Moving back around to the back of the car, the deck lid stays positioned as it should. We're going to pull up the seal and take a look at the rear body number, although I have no reason to believe it doesn't match. Original taillight shrouding cover is here in place. Got some general wear, cracks in the plastic, but it's still alive and kicking. Matching 14-inch spare. And original jack setup, which is advertised with the car. Very, very rare. I would have to say that amplifier's been added, huh? A reproduction mat underneath this is the original mat as well. I'm not going to peel it back again. We got it broke loose a little bit, but beading on the floor, and we can see most of this from underneath. It's nice and solid. A little bit of oil canning, right there. But the gas tanks there, we're not able to really view what's there. Jams are in really nice shape. No evidence of any repair work that's been going on there. So I'll put on a quick pause and we'll get the razor blade out and see what we can see. So Mark, we did a little peeling and discovery here. Peeled this back and cleaned up some of the rubber before. Don't see a VIN stamp actually in this extension, and that's usually where it should be. Looking up from underneath, we don't see one protruding either. At least with my head in the trunk looking up, I don't see it. I don't know if on the Daytona cars it was different because of the conversion with the wing and the back of the back of the car. So, but what we do see is F8 green paint, green metallic paint, and scraping underneath it, there is no other color underneath it. So by default, that matches the Fender tag, which kind of by default you relate back and assume this body is probably that original green F8 body. We're going to have to go with that because we don't have that. So there we go. There's the trunk. Actually, we just decided to dig a little deeper because, it's subjective. Depends on who went to lunch and who stamped this number, but this one's stamped way up high. It's probably the highest one I think I've ever seen, but there it is. Setting up a little higher. 4146 and the rest of it. So we got some gluing to do. The green was kind of a dead giveaway, but there we go. Move back around. Got a small crack in the paint right there. The rear glass has got some ice scraper scratches going horizontal there, a couple up here. All the glass is in really good shape, rolls up and down. We got some roller hash marks there. The car is showing miles in the 20,000 range. Hard to tell by looking at the brake pedal and sitting in the seats, but probably more like $120. Digital paint meter all the way around the car. I'll get a better look once we get it started up and get it outside. A little bit of areas of lack of adhesion. The quarter panels down here have had a little bit of repair work. You can see business card magnets are still sticking in the majority of areas. I've got an exploded view done on the car showing some of the flaws. Here's the exploded view that can be freeze framed on the vehicle, just to show the hash marks are indicating some lack of adhesion. Heavier orange peel noted where the X's are. And then there's a few other small paint chips and or scratches or flaws. But nothing too bad. Good driver quality paint. We're going to get the car fired up. I've been here a few hours already. The floor is at 54 and the engine's at 53. Go ahead, please. Pop that garage door open. A little bit of oil puddling there at the intake bolts on both sides. Carburetor took out the air cleaner assembly and the pie tin. That pie tin looks like a replacement unit. The air cleaner assembly itself didn't have any Chrysler markings on it. Collie dual feed. Just a slight exhaust leak. Firewall is in tidy shape. Exhaust manifolds were retreated. No structural damage that I could see down along here. Inside in the pockets. Need a flashlight again to show that off a little better. But no physical damage going down inside either side. The core support looks nice. You can see a little bit of the VIN stamp still there. Cooling fan's been replaced. The radiator core looks like it might have been recorded. It's in good shape. Distributor tag numbers were recorded. Engine sounds nice and quiet. Let's get it outside before we die. We'll get her outside. So the engine bay is in very nice shape. The nose cone's in nice shape. The trunk's in good solid shape. Overall, the exterior body presents pretty nice. It's a nice straight looking car. One little door ping, a few general scratches. Everything looks a little worse under fluorescent lighting. You get the car outside and I think it's going to look even better. A little bit of heavier orange peel on this half of the headlight bucket for some reason. Don't know why. The hood lines are really nice and straight both sides. And the fitment of the hood to the nose is very nice as well. The Charger 500 package, the A11 package, gave you the fender scoops and all the Charger treatment. We're going to let it warm up. I'll go through the interior. We've done the glass. All the trim, I haven't really touched on the trim. All the trim is really, really good looking for original trim. There's some real slight delamination here on this belt molding. You got these wider windshield moldings on that Charger 500 package as well. The fitment of the doors to the fenders to the cowl, all very nice. Digital paint meter showed that we have a little bit of filler up here in the back package tray area. Not getting any readings until we get down low. Down here we will. Come on, we will. There we go. I saw him earlier. So some filler skimmed in there, but the car looks nice and flat. A little more orange peel down along the behind the white stripe on the deck lid. Little touch up in the white paint on the other side. Bumpers fit really nice. Plating's decent. There's a little bit of stage 1 patina, a little bit of chrome wear, but the extensions and the bumper itself are in very nice shape. The taillight housings and lenses, they have not been restored. There's no melted spots or big cracks, just a little bit of general age present. The wing's in nice shape. The car contains some few small paint chips and touch-ups. All of these are not noted on the exploded view because generally speaking there's not that many. A little bit of stone splash down low behind the tires. A little better shot at that door line, setting out just a bit. The striker, maybe it could be drawn in 1/4 of an inch. But the paint flowed out nicely, no big sags or runs to speak of. There's one on the very bottom of the chin spoiler. Got over 250 still photos of the vehicle. Not much that we're gonna see. It's been sleeting out up here in Canada. A little bit of rain on the way up here today, and we're on a gravel driveway on a gravel road. I'm not sure about the prospect of driving this car. Here's a little bit of bubbling where they put a gloppy amount of sealer up there over the rain gutters. And there's a little bit of fish eyes, a little bit of solvent pop in the sail panels on both sides. You can see it in the still photos. It's really hard to see outside, and it's pretty minuscule at the end of the day. You can still hear that exhaust leak coming out of the car. Finishing up on the trim, the wheel openings all fit the car really nice. This left front wheel opening molding's got a little bit of a dip right here where it pushes away from the body. The rest of them fit a little better. It's got a little wallop right there. It was worked on at one time or another. But generally speaking, the paint looks pretty much identical on both sides. There's not really that many road miles, I believe, on this paint. There's a little bit of hairline scratching up here on the top surface of this door, and it's easier to see when you're inside. I probably will buff out. Cannot feel it with my fingernail. Door corners are in nice shape. Generally speaking, the car is well sanded and buffed. The doors open and close pretty nicely with a little more than a 2-finger effort. And when I lift up on them, there's not much drop in these door pins. And you really can't see much evidence of green prior color really anywhere. Original loop style carpets pilled up a little bit on the entrance point. I guess we'll skip on here to the interior. Seat covers are showing nicely, not a lot of entry wear, nothing really to speak of in the back. The wood grain on the console is in really nice shape. Aftermarket gauges beneath the dash. Now we're finally getting up to temperature here, sitting at idle, that's nice. Car's charging and we got 55 pounds of oil pressure. Aftermarket stereo was cut into the dash. There's a little bit of a sin for you. Gas gauge is working. Alternator gauge is still hooked up. The oil pressure gauge is no longer hooked up. Hoping we don't need a wiper motor because those are about 450 bucks. 3-speed wipers, aftermarket tack added. Dash pad is in nice shape. Nothing really wrong with it that I could see. Console lid opens. Console's in nice shape. Extra set of hood pin cables. Some additional parts that the seller is allowing with the car. Glove box looks nice. It doesn't look like that liner was replaced, and the light works. It's got the A01 light package, so it has all the additional lights. I didn't think to hear if the ignition buzzer was working when I opened up the car. And we fired it up. Plastic chrome is in nice shape. Door panels are in nice shape. The Charger emblems are on the door panel, Dave. Private joke, I'm going to have to send that off. Otherwise, the interior panels look really nice. There's some sagging going on in the C-pillars of the headliner, you can see. And all looking good otherwise. Driver's door panel is buckling down here in the card a little bit. I'm not pushing away. This looks like it's actually needs to be pushed in. There we go. I'm going to need some repair time and money for that. Corners of the door skins are in really nice shape. This door sticker is really, really, really clean. Really clean. A little bit of general wear and lifting on the top of this panel. All right, let's find out what we're going to do here. All right, so wheels, tires, underbody, paint, trim, glass, trunk, under hood, interior. We just got to run through the test drive and we're going to be rolling. Jason Phillips from Auto Appraise. I guess I better take those magnets off before we drive the car. Well, the seller of the car kind enough to let us take this thing down a dirt road and a dirt driveway and drive it for the potential purchaser. Personally, I wouldn't have done it, but this guy's willing to, so that's a nice thing. We're going to turn this back on once we hit pavement. Real quick though, just show that we're rolling. The speedometer's rolling. The odometer is turning. Let's see. I'll let you know that in a minute. We're at 26,241.5. We got a blower fan operating. Got a little bit of noise. Squirrel left a couple walnuts behind. Rear defroster fan. I don't hear it running, but doesn't mean it's not. Wipers are working. Gauges are working. Car's been idling now probably 12 minutes, and we're just kind of lightly cruising down the road, maintaining just between 180 and 190. Still holding good oil pressure. We flipped the headlights on, but we'll have to get out and check them. Turn signals are flashing on the inside, left and right, and the horn's working. That covers everything. I'm going to take off nice and easy so we don't pick up any additional gravel and splash the car. We'll get into it a little later with the seller's permission. The odometer is turning. Nervous. All right, I'm going to have you hold that for just a minute, if you would. Police station, are we?
Nope.
I probably could do better than that, couldn't I?
Oh yeah. It'll light them up.
I saw some rubber hanging from the bottom of the car. We got good temperature. The road nice. I'm not going to completely remove my hand from the wheel, but you can, there it is right there, tracking down the road pretty straight. A little bit of play in the suspension. Didn't seem to have a flat spot in the acceleration. I just didn't get a ton of rubber. Stepping on the brake pedal. No aggressive pulling one way or the other. Feels nice and tight going down the road. Don't really know about the miles. 26, 244. There's a metal band around the brake pedal, so it's hard to determine the miles on the brake pedal rubber. It's not new, that's for sure. The seat springs feel pretty good, pretty firm. They're not really broken down to speak of. And generally speaking, the interior doesn't show much wear. Gauge faces are all clean. Now major scratches are yellowing on the lenses. I haven't tried the stereo.
So you can go right at this road if you've had enough, or you can keep going. Whatever.
I think it floats down the road nice. Is this a gravel road?
Yeah, it will be, but it'll be the same distance of gravel to go this way as the other way.
Okay.
But you're welcome to keep going if you need to see more.
No, things run. We've probably been running close to 20 minutes now, 22 minutes, and I'm not seeing really any change in the temperature. Still at 190. I'm satisfied there.
I've never seen it run warm.
Okay. Good oil pressure, still 50 pounds. All right, we'll hit the pause button here for a bit and wrap up. And we're back. These date-coated seat belts are still in really good shape. Of course, nobody wore the seat belts back then, did they? Taking a look at this brake pedal, just really doesn't show that much wear. It'd be hard, same with the gas pedal, it'd be hard to believe that the miles were in the 20,000 range, but the person who owns this car now has owned it 8 or 9 years, bought it from a guy who owned it 30 years, and they're 2 of the 3 owners. There's only 10 years left, so in the 10 years, someone would have had to have put 126,000 miles on it, which seems unlikely. A little bit of a warble here in the, this is probably the only spot where there's some bare metal showing. Jambs, again, are in good shape. Door corners are good. This is swollen down here. The car does come with an extra set of door skins. A little bit of lifting there. We're going to let it run just a few more minutes and make sure that it's not overheating.